So this is the Versys 650. That, huh? Yeah, sure. So this is it, guys. You will very soon get to listen to what I have to say about this. One of my dream bikes. I've never really ridden it, and this is going to be my first, technically my first Kawasaki, or probably not quite, because I've ridden Vinay's Z900 as well. Anything I need to be particularly aware of?
Weight, turning radius.
Okay.
And maybe
turning radius is narrow or wide? Wide. Okay.
Most important, it's a new motorcycle. Please take it.
Okay, absolutely.
Nothing added on this, no protection accessories, nothing.
Oh, please. You're putting a lot of pressure on me now. Okay.
Is this fine?
Yeah, that's fine. That should be fine. I'm not a stranger to super bikes anyway, because I've had the Honda CBR 650F. I've had the Harley Street Bob, which is a 250 kilo bike. So that way don't worry too much. Okay. Right, it's recording. Let's go. Okay. The very first thought, I've always heard Kawasaki's legendary seat comfort, and it's very real, guys. It's very real. Oh, the seat. It feels as if I'm sitting on a couch, guys. Seriously, it's not a joke. It is not a joke. I am particularly keen to see how this actually performs in the 6th gear. Does it have the Honda CBR 650F's legendary 35 to 240 range in the 6th gear? But in these crowded traffic conditions, I'm not so sure whether that will happen. Oh, this is a nice bike, guys. This is a nice bike. I had this these city conditions probably don't do much justice, but I'm really liking this. It doesn't feel all that unwieldy or heavy compared to the KTM 390. Of course, it's much heavier than the 390, but it's very well managed. It's a brand new bike, so I've got to be extremely careful. This is very comfortable, seriously. Kawasaki Versys 650 is renowned for its seating comfort and long range storage. Seriously, people know what they're talking about. Just took a mirror change somewhere in the RPM range. I'm not sure why. Okay, I just realized I had done something really stupid. I started recording my reactions on the motorcycle, but then halfway through I realized that I hadn't plugged my lavalier in. I don't know when my lavalier woes will ever end. I seem to get something or the other wrong with this lavalier. Anyway, let me quickly try and recapture my thoughts, what I had said so far. So, absolutely comfortable seat. The Versys 650 is very famous for its seating comfort, and people are absolutely right about that. Very comfortable, very easy to ride, and yeah, very soft suspension. The overall ride feel factor doesn't seem very different to my 390 Adventure, but it's got a very different personality for sure. I will just take a U-turn here and head back down the road, and then try and do a slightly longer circuit if I can. In terms of reach to the ground, it's I'm tiptoeing, but that's okay because I'm used to the Versys the 390 Adventure, so that's not very daunting at all. Very comfortable, very comfortable. This is an all day, all week seat. You can sit on the seat all week. You can spend 8-hour days working on your laptop in the seat. It's that comfortable. This seat is a feature in itself. I would honestly say that this seat is a feature in itself. Let me try and take it over a few bumps. Oh, it's very comfortable, guys. You cannot feel any of the undulations in the road. Very smooth engine, super smooth. I want to try and find a few negatives as well in this video, so let me see what I find as a negative. So far, extremely positive reactions. My only concern with the clutch is quite alright as well, guys. The clutch is neither too heavy, neither too light. It's exactly in the middle. Definitely nothing to crib about, but definitely nothing to sing praises about either. What about the engine heat? I'm not finding much of it, guys. However, well, they have managed the heat management. They have done an extremely good job. And this is peak city traffic, mind you. I am between gears 2 and 3, and I'm wearing flip-flops. Not exactly flip-flops, I'm wearing Crocs. So a part of my ankle and my feet are actually exposed to whatever heat that can be felt, but I'm not feeling anything much at all. Oh, this is a nice bike, guys. This is a seriously nice bike. My legs are a bit rear set. I think probably a little more rear set than my 390 Adventure as well. Remember, these are very early thoughts. This is literally the first ride review, and take it for what it is. Do I see myself buying this bike sometime in the future? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. My only worry is all of the Kawasaki super bikes have been upgraded to the colorful TFT touchscreen except this one, and I feel if I buy the 2020 version, which is what this is, I have a feeling in the 2021 version they will bring in the TFT touchscreen, and I'll feel very bad for having upgraded it just prior to that. So that's the only thing which is actually sort of putting me in two minds. Although I had no plans of changing my bike or upgrading to anything, but if at all I had, that's the one factor that would hold me back. So, oh, it's got a lot of usable power, guys. It's got a lot of usable power. Whenever you want it, it's right there for the taking. Oh, this is a very well-mannered bike. Very well-mannered bike. What a sweetie pie. What a sweetie. Oh, the power. Oh, the power. Okay, I'm going to go down this road. Okay, after having stopped at the signal, of course. How about the gear shifts? They're adequate, guys. They're absolutely adequate. Nothing extra special to write home about. They're perfectly adequate. Oh, the road ahead is absolutely chock-a-block with vehicular movement. So we shall see. The sound is not absolutely something which is which makes one sit up and take notice, but it is appropriate for what it is. But the seat, I got to tell you, the seat is a work of art. The seat is seriously a work of art. Could this be a bike that I could take to work every day? I'm absolutely sure this could be. Why not? Why not? It's also supposed to give you a mileage of about something in the range of 22 to 24, and I think it's got a 20 or a 21 liter tank, so that's good enough distance out of a single tank fill of fuel. This is a nice bike, guys. Seriously, it's a nice bike. Of course, I cannot give you my complete impressions without having ridden it in the open highway, because I've got to check its highway manners as well. But this is purely the city impressions, the first ride impressions of this bike. So yeah, we are again at a long traffic red light. Got a bit of an Interceptor vibe because of the twin engine. I hear a bit of that burble or the rumble or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, absolutely no problem in terms of stopping at a light. Feels very planted, doesn't feel too heavy. This could very easily be a daily bike as well. Not at all sure why not. The dash pretty much tells you all that you need to know. I can see the time, I can see the gear, I can see the fuel level, I can see how many kilometers I've done, trip A. Yeah, of course the speed. I hope I'm able to make the left turn before the signal drops again. Oi. Horn is quite loud enough. The horn is quite adequate. Okay, the signals dropped again, unfortunately. Okay, not a problem. The longer I can be on the saddle and muse, the better. The windscreen is adjustable, so there are turnable knobs on that side of the windscreen. You can raise it to up to here, or you can drop it to up to here. Now it's on the dropped setting, so good visibility and overall yeah, look at the quality of the fit and finish. That's what the Japanese are known for, although this is not particularly, yeah, a few things here and there can't be helped. The mirrors are adequate. Mirrors are definitely adequate, although I've got to say my favorite is the one on the V-Strom. What a mirror, what a mirror. Okay, not bad at all. nice. Super nice. No doubt, no doubt. I already feel like I've been riding this bike for quite some time, guys, and that's the true testament of how well a bike is built. I feel I'm already past the learning curve or the adaptation curve or whatever is the right expression here. I'm really not feeling the heaviness at all, even if I'm standing or if I'm at slow speeds. At high speeds, of course, every bike becomes a lot more easier to handle, but at the very slow speeds, I'm really not feeling the heaviness at all. The seat, the damn seat. Oh, the damn seat. It's so nice. How Kawasaki? Look at this. Anyway, I don't want to swear. Oh, this is very nice. I have not been able to deliberately identify any sort of negatives so far. A review should always be a bit balanced. It should not be biased, but what are the negatives? I can't think of anything. Okay, let me take this road. I suppose the price, I'm not sure if these are actually made in India or anything. The price is something that could definitely be a bit on the lower side. On road in Bangalore, this costs upwards of about 8 point something lakhs, if I recall correctly. So yeah, the price is definitely not cheap. But I guess from my perspective, I think the most important question that I've got to ask myself is, I've got the 390 Adventure, right? Very capable bike, and unlike this one, that's actually a bike which can competently handle a bit of off-roading and all that sort of a thing. That bike, I paid about 3.9 lakhs for it. This is almost touching 9 lakhs. So if I were to ask myself the question, this bike is more than double of that bike, but is this double the bike in terms of its overall capability compared to that? I think that's the question we've got to ask ourselves. Is this more than 2 times the bike in terms of the overall functionality and what it can do for me? I think the answer to that would have to be no, it's not. It's not. This is a comfortable bike. It can make my tours a lot more, not a lot more, a bit more better than that in terms of long range and everything, a bit more better than that. But it's nowhere close to being twice the bike compared to the 390 Adventure. I think that's my first thoughts. Of course, that's still the starting point. Also consider the fact that Kawasaki bikes are expensive to maintain. So, and the KTM 390s are not by a long stretch. So there is that consideration as well. And being an expensive bike, everything tends to keep on getting more and more expensive. The accessories are expensive, the service is expensive. If you happen to break something, that's expensive to fix. So I guess these are a few, not exactly negatives, but a few things to think about. But I think if I were to start concluding my first impressions of this bike, overall a very nice bike, a very well-mannered bike, typical Japanese engine, bulletproof engine. They're known for comfort, they're known for stability, they're known for touring. And this could be that one bike which I could actually use within the city as well for general things here and there. I could use this bike to take it to work. I could use this bike for on the highway, obviously. I could use this bike for touring. And with a bit of mods, I suppose I could even do a bit of soft roading on this bike. There is no reason why this bike should not be able to manage a bit of soft roading. So all in all, I think this bike is a good, very good all-rounder, a very good do-it-all motorcycle. That's what I'm thinking. I'm almost reaching the end of my test ride. Absolutely no problem with stopping at a traffic light or handling it in slow speeds. Very comfortable to manage. Oh, the power. The power is really there. Thankfully, I made it past that signal. How does it? Oh, no problem on bad or bumpy surfaces at all. At all. And I think this has adjustable front suspension as well, so you can really customize the damping exactly how you want it, exactly how you prefer it, based on what your body weight is. So all of that good stuff is there. I hope I'm still recording. I'm sure Syed would be quite concerned that I'm taking good care of the bike. So the sooner I get it back to him, I'll be more comfortable as well. I really don't want anything to happen to this bike. Okay, almost there. These guys will never allow anybody to pass. Okay, we are back at the agency, and here is my 390 Adventure. Very nice, Syed. Very nice, very nice. Very nice, no doubt, no doubt.
Don't you feel uncomfortable, sir, because of the